Welcome to Office Hours by Triple X Church. I'm your host, Carl Thomas. I'm a pastor, certified neurohealth coach, and a guy who frankly struggled with a lot of stuff we talk about here for over 20 years until I found freedom about a decade ago. In today's episode, I am going to be jumping in and answering this question. What do you do when you aren't sexually attracted to your wife anymore? That's what I will be discussing today, so make sure you hang in there with me. Recognize that no questions are off the table, and I'm going to be as honest with my answers as I possibly can be, so don't get offended. Without any further delay, let's jump in. Okay, so here's the question that came in to our Office Hours page. What do you do when you aren't sexually attracted to your wife? I've been married 12 years and I love my wife. We have a great relationship. She's my life partner and best friend. One of the few areas we've consistently struggled is in this area of sex. Her upbringing has made it really difficult. We've tried many resources, including books and therapy. They've helped, but we seem to be at a point where she thinks everything is fine, and I think we're still missing out on some intimacy. We are in our late 30s, and the lust problem is getting worse for me. I've never looked at porn, but I have definitely lusted after women. My wife is beautiful, but she's always been out of shape, and she's gaining weight. I feel ashamed because when I see her naked, I no longer feel aroused by her. Sure, it's possible my wife could get in shape, but that's probably not going to happen. Last time I brought it up, the idea of going to a nutritionist and gym, she had a panic attack. Also, I'm aware of how much of a hypocrite I am because I'm more out of shape than she is. I love her so much, but I'm at a point where I enjoy her more the less I look at her. We even had sex last night, and it felt hollow, inauthentic, as it has for a while. But I can't tell her it's because I'm not attracted to her. It would hurt her too much. I feel like I'm drowning, but I have no idea what to do. Please help. All right, so this is, this isn't something obviously we're going to be able to answer or fix in a 3 to 5 minute video, but a couple things here that I do think we can dive into that will help you. So first thing is you mentioned, well, first of all, let's go back to this. Sometimes these sayings seem very quaint, but they actually are very true. So when you hear someone say, oh, beauty is more than skin deep, or, it's not the outside, it's the inside that counts, all those things sound very cliche and blah, 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 but they're actually very true. A lot of times when we talk about attraction, especially as men, if we come from a either porn background, or in this case, you said you haven't looked at porn, but you didn't say whether you masturbate, fantasize after women. I mean, all that stuff is kind of the same thing. We developed this pornographic way of viewing people. Andrew Bauman, who's a friend of ours, talks about this in a couple of his books. I'll include links to that below. But we start to see people as body parts, right? And we don't appreciate the deeper beauty. I know in my marriage, I am attracted to my wife. I'm not going to tell you I'm not, but her physical beauty is not the top thing that attracts me. It's all the other stuff. It's the intimate moments we have together. It's the life adventures we've had together. It's the fact that I know she's super committed to me and her kids. I know how sacrificial she is. There's no one in the world that understands me the way she does. It's that when someone says something or something happens, she looks at me and we know exactly what each other is thinking. Those are the things that really attract me because they're not something that you can just replicate with anyone else. Again, I am attracted to my wife, don't get me wrong, but the physical thing is not even the top item. All right, when I look at her, I see my wife who I love and all the stuff that comes along with that. And sometimes, you see old people, and I mean really old people, 80s, 90s, and they're just so in love. And you think to yourself, oh, that's really cute, but oh my gosh, like, where's the attraction there? Well, some of those older couples, they really are physically attracted to each other, or actually just attracted to each other because of everything, right? They look past the wrinkles and the flabby skin on the arms because of old age, right? They see the person that they've done life with for 30, 40, 50 years, and they're just in love with that person more than you can possibly understand. So attraction's a big topic. It's not just physical, but again, when we grow up, maybe looking at porn or fantasizing about women or masturbating or whatever, we tend to develop this pornographic way of approaching life where we're just viewing people from a very one-dimensional perspective. So that's kind of an important thing to understand. Second thing is you do mention intimacy, and I think that is huge, okay? You say you're each other's best friend, life partner, blah, blah, blah. That's all good, but you could probably say that about somebody who's a really great roommate, honestly. Just because you're best friends, just because you're life partners, doesn't necessarily mean that you share intimacy. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have that connection that only a husband and wife or a married couple or whatever can have together, right? Intimacy is different than friendship. Yes, I do think it's great when your spouse is your best friend. Don't get me wrong, that just adds to the happy mix. But there needs to be some intimacy. So that could be a big factor. If you feel like there's no intimacy in your marriage, you guys aren't really connecting in that type of deep way, and you're just more friends, then yeah, you're probably going to feel a little less attracted. Another thing that I've read up on is that sometimes our lack of attraction towards somebody else is a reflection of how we feel about ourselves. So, in other words, when we look in the mirror and we say, ugh, that's not very good, we think to ourselves, I wonder how someone else views me. And then we kind of project that on other people. What I think is kind of interesting here is you say, hey, she's beautiful, she's gaining weight. Listen, that type of thing happens in life. But you you don't think she's going to get in shape because when you brought up going to a gym and a nutritionist, that sent her over the edge. And yes, that can definitely happen because it all depends on how you approach it. If you just say, hey, honey, I think you're putting on some weight. Maybe you should go to the gym. She's going to hear, hey, honey, you're turning into a fat ass and I'm not really attracted to you anymore, right? That's what she's going to hear, whether you meant it that way or not. And then what complicates the fact, or what complicates that, is that, yeah, you're out of shape too, which really makes it look bad because now you're just coming at her from a one-way perspective. Hey, you're not attractive to me. Um, if you want to get on that whole conversation of getting in shape and trying to be more fit, that's a conversation you can have with her. You just need to figure out how to approach it in a better way. So it's not, hey, babe, I noticed you've gotten fat. Will you start going to the gym and a nutritionist? It's, hey, babe, you know what? You and I, we both haven't made the best health choices. Um, I know I need to lose weight. I know that, this, that maybe I need to get my cholesterol down, whatever, right? We're in our 30s. We want to live till our 80s or 90s and be happy together, but that's going to be hard if we're both in hospitals because we're health train wrecks. So, how about we both work together towards getting in better shape, improving our health, so that way we can enjoy a better quality of life? Make the commitment to go to the gym with her. Make a commitment to go to a nutritionist together, meal plan together, all these sorts of things. Let her feel like you're a partner in this. And this isn't about her being fat. It's about you both getting healthier together. And then maybe she won't fly over the edge if you bring it up. But again, if it's a one-way street, she's going to hear, hey, you're fat. I don't like you. So that's something you got to deal with. There's obviously other things here, but I think those are the big three is, first of all, how do you define attraction? Second, do you need to improve the intimacy in your marriage? It sounds like you probably do, and that is part of the attraction factor. And three, there's nothing wrong with self-improvement and trying to get in shape, but don't come at her like she's the only one who needs to do it, and watch how you bring it up. Approach it from a, hey, this is just a healthy choice for the both of us. Let's do this together as partners and see where it goes. So hope that helps. If you have a question for me that you want me to answer in an upcoming episode, go to xxchurch.com/office-hours and submit your question there, and I will answer it in the next few weeks or months or whenever we get to it. Anyway, have a great week, and I'll see you soon.